Okay, so let's start our first ever um, Expo project. Now, I would recommend you watch the previous video to learn about how to install Expo on your laptop or your PC. But for this part of the tutorials that we'll be doing, I'll be showing you how to create your first application. Now, one thing to consider is if you have been doing Expo in React Native, you will notice that this way is a bit different. In the past year, Expo has introduced a new way of developing applications. They've introduced something called Expo Router. The main aim of Expo Router is to make building applications easy for every single person. So let's get started. So to create a new application, what I'm going to do is enter npx create Expo app at latest. Now, it is always recommended to go on the Expo website just to see what the latest Expo they want to give you, because sometimes the tutorials do change. For example, 2 years ago when I was developing apps, this was a different way, but now we're using Expo latest, which gives you the latest Expo. There are other ways of how you can actually create a project, but because I want to use Expo Router, I'm using Expo app latest. So when you click on enter, what should happen is it should ask you the name of the app that you would like to create. For this tutorials, I'm going to create something called Friendly. And then I'm going to wait for Friendly to be created. It's finished creating my Expo project. What you can see here is it tells you some information. If I want to enter into that project, I need to do cd friendly. And then if I want to run my app, I can run my app by running it npm run iOS to run it if I wanted to run it on an Apple device, or npm run web if I wanted to run the web part of it, and npm run Android. Now, one of the benefits of developing with Expo Router and the latest Expo that's been given to us is you should be able to have a web app at the same time. So as you're building a React Native, you can also run it as a website and you can host it in several places. So that's the benefit of running it this way. Now, if we look at our Friendly project, what you should see is you should see some frameworks. It's already given us some folders to work with. You've got VS Code here, extensions, you've got app. Majority of our work is going to be done in the app folder. Then we've got assets. Assets contain things like your images. You have your components. I'll talk about components as we go along. You have constants. These are things that won't change, but you continue to use them throughout. Then we have hooks. Probably will have some functions in there. Then we have some scripts. We're not going to look straight into scripts so far. Then you may have your app.json file. This app.json file actually defines or gives you information about your app. So for example, the name of my project is called Friendly. The slug is going to be called Friendly. The version 1.00. You can always change the version each time you build a new application from this. Let's say, for example, you wanted to send your application to Apple for them to put on the App Store. Every time you build again, you're going to have to increase the version that you're given. Sometimes you may see on your mobile phones when it's time to update some applications, you may see version 1.1, 1.2. This is the version that it's referring to. Orientation, the icon of the app, the scheme of the app. A lot of these things, as we go throughout the entire project, you should be able to understand what to do. So this is what Expo gives you. Then we have our packages. So any package you install to use, you should find that information in your package.json. Then we have a tsconfig.json. Well, again, we will come back to all of this. There's no need to panic at this time. I'm just going through it so that you have a bit of understanding of what you're going to be using throughout the entire project. So we have app assets, components, constant hooks. Then you have the node modules. This will hold all the packages that you install. We don't rarely go into this folder. If you wanted to remove something, you remove it using the terminal, ideally. Sometimes you may want to make some modifications to some of the packages you've installed to fit your purpose. You can. But usually it's grayed out because it's something that we usually don't go into. But yeah, this is the project folder that Expo would give you if you were to create your app using npx create Expo app latest. You can find this on the documents on the Expo website. I would really encourage you to try and have a look through the Expo website to get a bit of understanding of all of these files that I'm taking a look at now.